At some point, we all have to look at this and say, no, enough's enough. At some point, when we see somebody climbing up a flagpole to take down the American flag, we have to say, nah, no way, no way. And I talk more shit about our government than anybody you know. I see somebody going up the flagpole to take down the American flag on Veterans Day. Jail's the least of my worries. The least of my worries. What happened to us? Do you think somebody would have done that in 1995? Do you think somebody would have had the balls to Spider-Man their way up? Take down the American flags? Burn them? While Vito was over there at the corner? How long do you think that guy would have lasted in 1995 New York? How long before his femur snapped? How long before that guy disappeared into the marshes of Garrison Beach? What happened to us? That these guys can come here to our home and trash it? Look at this guy. Look at him. As they cheer, taking down the American flag, taking it down. 9/11, never forgot. The fact that they even think they got the balls to do it is a failure of us. And why wouldn't they? What has changed? Everybody thinks voting is going to change this. Oh, 2024, we're going to vote our way out of it. What has changed since 2022? What's changed? Eric, you want to talk about the Civil War? Go for it.
Hey, how are you doing, Gerard? I hear everything you're saying, and I agree with a lot of it, and it resounds a lot in me. But I got a question for you. Do you think we'll ever get into like a Civil War 2.0 to get rid of this passive-aggressive show that they're doing to us? B, what will it take to get there? And C, will it be worth it? Will what we get out of it afterwards be the same country or worse?
I'll start with the third one. No. And thank you for your question, Eric. Appreciate you listening in, man, to the Anthony Cumia Show. No, a country doesn't survive that. But here's my perspective, and this may not be everybody's perspective. My perspective is, Eric, you've been in a civil war for 10 years. You just don't know it. We are all in a war that we don't know is going on. It's an information war. It's a propaganda war. It's a chemical war. It's a biological war. It's a financial and economic war. If you were going to attack a nation and do everything except put boots on the ground, which, by the way, the border's been open for a long time, and that's not exactly something that a docile immigrant does. If you were going to attack a nation, what would you do differently than what's been done? If you wanted to weaken a nation, and you wanted to weaken their economy, and you wanted to sever their cultural ties, what would you do differently? It's Robert Malone talks about fifth generation warfare. It's something you might want to look into. Do I think it'll ever get hot? No, I don't, because there's half of the country just says, do that in a small town. They're never going to come to a small town. They don't have to. They're never going to come to your town. They're not going to come to your doorstep. What they're going to do is they're going to starve you out. What they're going to do is they're going to take all the jobs, right? Take your money away, take your ability to earn away. They're going to take your children and ship them off to government schools where they're going to learn that, you're a racist and a bigot and don't listen to anything dad says because he's a backwards troglodyte, right? They're going to take your kids, they're going to indoctrinate them. They're going to take your ability to earn money away from you. They're going to take the money that you have and they're going to inflate its value away. They're going to do that from their ivory tower in the cities. If we walked in as a nation, let's say Canada, if we walked 100,000 people strong into Canada, went down to the capital of every city in Canada, we went to Vancouver, we went to Toronto, we went to Montreal, all right, and we took down all their statues and we painted America Lives Matter and put our flags up 100 yards long before every capital in Canada, would anybody around the world see that as anything other than an occupation? Would anybody in the world see that as anything other than they captured these capitals? The Civil War, it happened, guys. waiting for we're waiting for our Fort Sumner moment. No, man, that's not what it's not happening. We're not going to line up like the days of yore. we're gonna form a shield wall and take it back. It's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. They're doing it in a passive aggressive cyber way, right? They're trying to get your jobs. They're trying to get your money. They're trying to get your future. They're going to wait you out. That's the communist way, right? I mean, look up the Four Olds when you guys get a chance. Look up the Cultural Revolution in China. Look up the Four Olds in the Red Guard, and then look back at the Summer of Love from 2019, 2020, and say, "Holy, this is remarkably similar."